Welcome back. It's the Fifth Down Podcast, everybody. How are we doing today? It's a fine week in the National Football League. We've got two undefeated teams left. The 5-0 49ers and the 6-0 Patriots. I'm telling you, it's a possible Super Bowl play we're seeing here. Two spectacular defenses and average offenses they're just taking over this league. How are we feeling about it, Colin?
We're feeling all right, but you know what I'm feeling great about? We're here live on live stream here on YouTube. You guys get to actually see us now. We're not just listening to our voices. You're seeing us and you're listening to us. We're glad to be here. We're excited for this new step in the Fifth Down Podcast. You don't see it here. You don't see it anywhere else.
And you don't see it in the real world either, but you're seeing it right here. Here we go, okay? Week 6 in the National Football League. How was that 49ers-Rams game we saw? Colin, I'd like to have you speak on it first because I've got a lot to say, quite frankly.
I don't have much to say besides after the game you texted me, good game. Did I respond? No, because you lied. It was not a good game, okay? The Rams had 2 good drives the whole entire game. They scored on one of them. That was the first drive of the game. Their next best drive, they got stuffed on the goal line on 4th and 1. This is not okay. Okay. Sean McVay did not call a great game. Jared Goff missed open receivers all game. The defense actually played pretty solid for like what I'm saying. But the turnover in the Rams area that led it to a Niners touchdown, it just Darrell Henderson, I was really starting to like you a lot. But then you fumbled. And then I don't know. I'm just going to let you talk about this because the more I talk about it, the more frustrated I'm going to be. So just take the floor and talk about your Niners. You're 5-0. Congrats. Like, good for you, okay? I'm proud of
you. The 49ers defense is a force to be reckoned with. DeForest Buckner, Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry. Andy Ford. Solomon Thomas, Ronald Blair. And they just keep coming. The rotations keep coming. We are coming after your quarterback. We are stopping your run game. And guess what? We got the hot boys and the linebackers, baby. Quan Alexander, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Mark Nzacha, Aziz Al-Shahir manning it down. Oh, and did I even get to our secondary with Richard Sherman, Emmanuel Mosley, E-Man, huh? Akella Witherspoon, K'Wan Williams, Jaquaski Tart, and now Jimmy Ward's back. Nobody can stop us. I'm telling you, when we play your team, we are going to haunt you in your nightmares. I'm sorry in advance. Let's get back to the podcast.
We're back. We're going to go over week 6. We'll get more back to our game that happened on Sunday, but we're going to start off with the Thursday night game. The Giants and the Patriots. It was not a good game for Daniel Jones. It was not a good game for the Giants at all. They didn't have Ingram. They didn't have Shepard. They didn't have Saquon Barkley. The Patriots defense played phenomenal. They had that block punt touchdown. They had that fumble recovery touchdown, multiple interceptions. Patriots look good, man.
Yeah, the Patriots are legit. Brady is, showing signs of getting old. I know we didn't think we were going to see it, but it looks like we are starting to see it. Also, but he is getting N'Keal Harry back in a few weeks. He did lose Rob Gronk, which is a big loss for him, but I'm still expecting big things for Brady week in and week out. That Pats defense is a whole another thing that I don't think we've ever seen this level of defense playing for Tom Brady that is absolutely shutting down every single team. It reminds me of the 49ers in the NFC, quite frankly. We're seeing it in both conferences, just an absolute takeover on the defensive side of the ball for the Patriots and the Niners.
Yeah, it was a great game for the Patriots. The Giants didn't have many bright spots. I mean, I also forgot to mention they didn't have Gallman either. I mean, Daniel Jones can't do it all by himself. He went into Foxborough and couldn't do anything. But moving on to the next game, the London game. Panthers and Buccaneers in London. It was all Panthers all game. Jameis Winston, 5 interceptions. 5. And he lost a fumble. What are you doing, Jameis Winston?
And then in middle school, I mean, come on.
His first pass was an interception. His last pass was an interception.
You got to know how to take care of the ball as a quarterback. It's one of the most important jobs as a QB in the NFL. The Panthers' defense is not that stellar, okay? You should not be – it's not defense that is expecting to get 5 interceptions a game, let alone 2 or 3, okay? Maybe the Niners, okay? But the Panthers' defense, come on. Jameis, you have got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cameron Brate, and O.J. Howard receivers to throw the ball to. Jameis, listen to your coach, Bruce Arians. Come on.
It's unbelievable. But you look at the other side, Kyle Allen with a great game, 227 yards, 2 touchdowns. He continues to impress. He hasn't lost a game in the NFL. It's unbelievable. It's great for the Panthers. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Cam Newton is not going to start a game for the Panthers this year if Kyle Allen continues to play like this.
Yeah, so the Panthers are going on a bye, I believe, this week. Mm-hmm. And then they got the Niners over in Levi. So I'm expecting to see Kyle Allen. Quite frankly, it won't matter who they play because we are going to absolutely blow them out. Right, Dixon?
I don't know about that.
Okay. I mean, who even cares about Dixon's opinion anymore? I mean, he guarantees all this BS and then his team loses. By how many points? What was it? 13 points? Thank you. Enough said. What's the next thing? We got Seahawks at Cleveland. I had the Browns coming out in this game. Very unfortunate. Russell Wilson is looking as good as ever. Quite frankly, it's going to be a great game when my Niners get to go play the Seahawks. It'll be a tough one. Obviously, we know who's going to come out, but this game was great. We saw Baker Mayfield look a bit better in this game, but still had 3 interceptions. Not acceptable, especially at home. Nick Chubb continues to just dominate the ball whenever he gets it. 20 carries, 122 yards, and 2 TDs. We finally saw OBJ get a 100-yard game. So that was good to see. What do you guys say about this game?
I don't know. I think the Seahawks look good, and they showed some. I mean, the Browns took that early lead, and the Seahawks were able to inch back, take control, and even hold them off at the end of the game. As you touched on it, Russell Wilson is just playing great right now. He's got the best odds to win MVP now, and I think that's getting a little ahead of ourselves. We've only played 6 weeks in football so far, but Russell Wilson is playing great. But you know who's not playing great? Baker Mayfield. They're not going to be able to compete and make the playoffs if he is going to continue to play like that.
I mean, there's not much more to be said. The Browns were, my bold prediction for a Super Bowl pick. Very disappointing. I knew the Browns were going to lose last week when they were playing the Niners. So it's still very disappointing from my Browns. A nail biter at the end, though. Could have gone either way. Went to the Seahawks. Next game, one of my favorites to watch this week was the Texans and the Chiefs. I had the Texans coming in as the underdog in Arrowhead. Very impressive. We saw last week that the Colts had the cheat code to beating the Chiefs, and now the next team does over here in the NFC South. So very impressive. From the old Houston Texans this week, coming out by a touchdown. D. Watt having a solid performance, a TD, 280 yards.
2 on the ground, though, too.
But really, Carlos Hyde was fairly impressive. He did have one crucial fumble. Other than that, running the ball very well for the Texans. Yeah,
no doubt. But you look at the big thing for the Chiefs. I know they lost this game, but having Tyreek Hill helps so much. I mean, Pat Mahomes finally has his guy. He had to spread it out a lot more when he didn't have him there, and now he's got his guy. But the running game seems to still be the question mark for the Chiefs. I mean, LaShawn McCoy was coming in. He was not supposed to be a fantasy play at all, and he leads the team in rushing yards, but it was only 44 yards. I don't see the Chiefs being able to do stuff if they can't have the running game working like it is. Pat Mahomes, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, but like we've touched on so many times with multiple people, you can't win the game if only one guy does everything for you. The Chiefs won't be able to do that, especially with how their defense is playing too.
Yeah, they're going to need some better performance from the defensive side of the ball. They added Frank Clark in the offseason after trading D Ford to the Niners. looking like he's done pretty average. D Ford has definitely done better so far this season. So not looking like the best move for them. We'll see how that works out. Tyrann Mathieu, I'd like to see a bit more from him. So we'll see how that works. That's going to be key for the Chiefs. They know what they have on offense, obviously, and Mahomey, like they were going to be saying, here we go. This is going to be our shot to win the game. That's what I was feeling like. So I was hoping that they would finally get their first win this year. Didn't work out too bad. So yeah, we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, this was Fitzmagic. He brought him back all the way down to it. 2-point conversion. They go for it and they drop it. You know what? I think they dropped it on purpose. They realized they could win a game, but they knew this game was going to be the one where they have to lose so they can get Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, Kenyon Drake. I don't think are they really going for Tua? Oh.
Joe Burrow, apparently.
I know. Joe Burrow reminds me of Joe Ingles in the NBA. It's just this, country white guy that just looks like he'd be, the store clerk at your local grocery store. But a feel-good story, huh? Kenyon Drake, this is not acceptable. I don't care who's throwing you the ball, let alone Josh Rosen, or didn't someone else take it? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Man, okay. Like the Rams play tonight.
That just happened. I hope all you guys who are watching just witnessed that happen. Throw it into the comments that you saw Lord. Zach fall out of his chair.
Oh, Lord,
but getting back to this game, oh, Lord, Terry McLaurin.
Oh, Lord, Terry.
4 receptions.
Oh, Lord.
4 receptions, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. The man is amazing. And it's just, he's the only bright spot for the Redskins. They won their one game. Who knows if they'll win any else? But this game, we've spent too much time on it because it literally matters to nothing besides who's going to get the first draft pick. We're going to move right into Eagles-Vikings. Kirk Cousins, 4 touchdowns, 333 yards. Before the game, former Eagles linebacker, Zach Brown, said that Kirk Cousins
is the weakest part of the Vikings offense. If that doesn't get a guy fired up, I don't know what will. Okay, I'm gonna have to disagree. I think Cousins is a average to solid quarterback. I think their offensive line really needs some improvements. They're gonna need to spend some draft capital in this year's coming draft on some offensive line, just like the Rams, quite frankly. But anyways, Minnesota really putting on a solid showing. Stephon Diggs finally gets his game with Kirk Cousins he'd been looking for. Zach Brown actually ends up getting released right after the game, so that's very coincidental if you don't ask me. But very impressive. The Eagles are a very streaky team, and also they are a fourth quarter team as well. They don't actually turn on the gears until the fourth quarter, and sometimes it's too late for them. So it's a bummer for the Eagles because they really need this game to really get things rolling and getting that streak. So it looks like they lost their stride once again.
Yeah, I feel like the Eagles, like you mentioned, they're streaky. I mean, they got to be able to get it going, and they get it going sometimes, and they don't get it going other times. And luckily for them, the Dallas Cowboys are not playing their best football, or else if the Cowboys kept going, then they'd be way back and might not be able to catch up. But moving on to the next game, Minshew Mania gets his taste at one of the better teams in the NFL. He got the Saints. He didn't really produce too much. 163 yards, 1 interception.
Ooh.
They passed out thousands and thousands of mustaches before the game. But the mustache magic was not there for the Jaguars. They only scored 6 points this game. Teddy Bridgewater on the other side, 240 yards, 1 touchdown. Saints put up 13, but they only scored 1 touchdown. And as we've touched on multiple times, that the Saints cannot continue to win games if they only score this little amount of points.
Yeah, we're gonna. We saw a great test of defenses on both from both teams this week. Minshew is finally tampered down to just scoring 2 field goals. Very, very disappointing from his side of the ball, at least. It's a great accomplishment for the Jags defense to show that they're still at least one of the semi-dominant defenses they once were. They did just lose Jalen Ramsey, which I really don't think is going to be that huge of a deal in the long run. You just got 2 first-round picks. Be happy you're going to be able to get a very high first-round pick in this year's 2020 draft, since the Rams are going to be finishing in the bottom 16 in the league. There you go. Called that right there, Dixon. If you give me that look, that's pretty funny because your team's 3-3 and it's only getting worse from here. But sorry. But Teddy Bridgewater, very impressive for the Saints. Continues to win games. Reminds me of old Garoppolo over in San Francisco. Just continues to get it done. All right, and you can't ask of a quarterback much more than just to get it done and win all the games that are on your schedule.
All right. Well, after some of those interesting comments that were made, we'll move on to the next game. Ravens and Bengals. Your pick to go 0-16. The Bengals are 0-6 still. They actually played somewhat of a good game. They stayed in this one for a while, but the Ravens outdid them. Lamar Jackson, 236 yards, 19 carries. 19 for 152 yards and 1 touchdown. He can't be carrying the ball 19 times if the Ravens can't expect him to stay healthy. That's ridiculous. But I mean, if it's working, I don't know, man. I just don't know.
Yeah, he keeps saying I am not a running back. But actually, he made a joke one time saying he is a running back. But he ended up, when you get that many attempts to run the ball, like you said, Dixon, it's going to put a toll on your body. And plus, you're now attempting 33 passes on top of that body, and I'm hoping that it doesn't catch up to him soon. That the Ravens continue to build a strong offensive line to protect him, but they really need some options over there at wide receiver. They've got 3 solid tight ends with Nick Boyle, Hayden Hurst, and Mark Andrews. Marquise Brown was injured this week, so they had to find other ways to get the ball to some other guys like Willie Snead. Yeah, this game was too close for comfort, especially in Baltimore. You're playing Cincinnati, a bottom 5 team in the NFL. Not acceptable, but they got the one. That's all that matters. We're moving on to the next game. A great game. Cardinals-Falcons. 34-33. Cardinals come out on top. Dixon, what are your thoughts?
Well, this is one of the games that we differed on. You took the Cardinals and I took the Falcons. This is a game that truly made a difference in how our picks played out. But putting that aside, the Falcons came all the way back to score a touchdown. They needed the PAT to tie the game, to move it into overtime, and they missed. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That guy was cut. What's his name? Matt Bryant, right? He was cut. But then the other kickers that they brought in sucked, so they brought him back.
Did they really cut him at one point?
They cut him for the summer.
He was so solid at one point. That's unbelievable.
But then they brought him back, and he sucks. But putting that aside, Matt Ryan had a day. 356 yards and 4 touchdowns. Then you look at the running back, Devontae Freeman, 88 yards.
And he should have. It's the Cardinals' defense after all.
But then you look at the counterpart, the rookie, Kyler Murray, 340 yards, 3 touchdowns. David Johnson, not a great day on the ground, but he also played a great game in the air too. So, I mean, Cardinals look good. I get it. This is 2 teams that suck, but it would have been funny if the Cardinals tied again.
Yeah, that would have been something you don't see too often. A team with 2 ties in one season, but solid game, quick. PSA, there's a kicker epidemic going on in the league. Be aware, nobody is safe. Kickers are missing field goals and extra points for no reason. Zach Maresco cannot explain why. Alert all of your fantasy teams. Pick up a kicker that's reliable. Joey Sly is looking like one of the good ones right now. However, he's continuing to miss field goals. Not acceptable. Thank you very much.
That kicker PSA continues into college football, where Clemson's kicker, BT Potter, has been benched because he missed the easiest field goal in all of Earth that I would have made. They even brought on a kid to kick a field goal at halftime, and he won money because he made the same exact kick. BT Potter has found the bench. We need kickers in America.
I mean, if your last name is Potter, it looks like you're going to name the Harry. You're going to need some, magic with that, a little Gryffindor or whatever that kind of stuff is. Anyways,
getting away from that.
Who cares about college football anyway? This is about the NFL.
Getting away from that. The Broncos have won 2 games in a row. Joe Flacco only threw for 177 yards and an interception. But, the Broncos won a football game.
That's my boy Philip Lindsay, baby.
They shut out the Tennessee Titans. I mean, Marcus Mariota, you have found the bench, sir. Ryan Tannehill, insert him. He still sucks. They're literally the same quarterback. They can't win the football games. That's just what it is. But the Broncos have won two in a row. And, this game really has nothing to show for it at all. I mean, McManus field goal. A Philip Lindsay touchdown. Lindsay only ran for 70 yards. And then another McManus field goal. So McManus got his work in with 3 field goals, and then they scored 1 touchdown. The Titans did nothing. I'm done talking about this game. Okay, we're going to move on to the biggest upset of the week. Jets-Cowboys. The boys went into New York. It was supposed to be an easy win. Push away those 2 losses and get back in the win column with ease. Sam Darnold said, no, my spleen is fine. The game is clean. The Jets are going to win their first football game of the year. Jets, Jets.
No more mono. Darnold is back, baby, against the deadly Cowboys defense. Darnold showed them up, baby. 2 touchdowns, 338 yards, and Prescott continues to decline in a contract year. Extremely detrimental for him. Lev Bell, 14 carries, 50 yards. We haven't seen the breakout game we're expecting that we usually see from Lev Bell. But, oh, my goodness, what a whirlwind Sam Darnold has brought not only to this Jets offense, but this defense just held one of the top premier offenses in the league to 22 points. Extremely impressive. Amari Cooper goes down in the beginning of the first quarter. Hurt my fantasy team. We still pulled out, thank goodness. But it looks like Cooper will not be playing this week. Well, obviously your team didn't pull it out. I am 6-0. Thank you very much in both leagues. Anyways, any further thoughts on this game, Dixon?
I mean, Elliott had a good game, but it's a narrative that we continue to talk about. I've already mentioned this episode. One guy can't carry the load for you. The Dallas Cowboys can't lean on him. This defense is supposed to be great. They're not being great. This O-line is great, but they've kind of decreased a little bit. And it's forced Dak to make throws, and he's not making those throws. And it's against the Jets, okay? The Jets got obliterated by the Browns. The Browns have not shown anything. But then the Dallas Cowboys go in there, and the Jets get it done, right? But, moving on. We don't need to spend too much more time on that one. Duck went into San Diego, or not even San Diego. It was Pittsburgh, okay? They played Pittsburgh's theme song at the game. The whole stands was filled with black and yellow with their terrible towels. The fans in LA for the LA Chargers suck. Okay? Delvin Hodges, who the hell are you? Duck, you went in there and got the W. Okay? Benny Snell led the way rushing yards. James Conner led the way in the air. I mean, the Steelers went into LA, shoved it down Phillip Rivers' throat, and they won the game.
Who the fire truck is Duck, Dixon? What the heck is Duck? Where does Duck come from?
That's Delvin Hodges' nickname. You know why? Because he won the duck calling competition and from where he's from in 6th grade and his junior year of high school.
Oh, fun fact. Good knowledge there, Dixon. Finding something worth of substance from you. About time. Anyways, all right. A little Duck Dynasty feature right there. Cy Robertson, baby. Anyways, Colin's got something against the Chargers fans. Chargers fans, I want you to know I feel for you. All right, you got a new stadium coming, whether that be the one in LA that you share with the Rams or possibly getting relocated to St. Louis. You guys have a promising future, I believe. Once you get Rivers out of there, you got some.
They're never going to have a fan base. They're never going to have a fan base.
Wait, Colin, you don't have to tell them that, okay? My goodness, all right?
We only speak facts.
We're trying to get viewership. If you only speak facts, then why don't you guarantee the last 2 Rams games that they were going? You guarantee that they beat the Seahawks, and then you double guarantee that they were going to beat the Niners.
We're going to move on.
Thank you.
to the Monday night game.
How do you trust what this guy says? Wait, did we skip a game?
No, we already talked about the Rams-Niners game.
I don't believe we did. We did not go in depth on this game.
Okay,
Oh,
go
my
more in
goodness. Are
depth.
you
We
kidding
started
me?
the show with
No,
that.
we did not. Good Lord. All right, so we had the Niners and the Rams playing at 105 on week 6. It was in LA at the old Coliseum. We saw pictures of just horrible fans over at the Rams. You describing the Chargers fan base sounds like they're describing the Rams fan base. I'm sorry, but LA is not a football city. Okay, it is a basketball town, whether you like it or not. Not baseball, not football. It's a basketball town. The whole city revolves around the Clippers and Lakers. I'm sorry about that, Colin. But if you want to talk about crappy fan bases, you're looking at one right here. Anyways, 20-7, we saw an utter collapse on both sides of the ball from the Rams. They could not get anything done on offense after that first drive. They did not score in 3.5 quarters of the game. How pathetic is that? Actually,
very pathetic.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
I know. But
Jared Goff, how the hell did you throw for 78 yards?
Sorry, it actually is believable, and let me tell you why. Because when the Niners play any team in the National Football League, we make you look so pathetic. You don't look like yourself at all. Right now, the Rams' self, though, is pretty crappy, and it just got even worse. I don't care, no Todd Gurley. We didn't have both our starting tackles. We didn't have our fullback. We didn't have our best cornerback, for crying out loud. And we still beat you by 2 touchdowns. Enough said. Next game. We got
the Lions Bowl.
Packers.
The refs did the Lambeau Leap at the end of the game.
This one hurts to talk about, Dixon. I'm going to have you open it.
You know what? I didn't even watch it. I was at the gym, and I saw Mason Crosby hit the game-winning field goal, and then he did the Lambeau Leap. I was like, oh, that's good for them. Then I went to my great source of Twitter, and I found out what exactly happened. All of the missed calls throughout the whole entire game, all the snapshots, including one with the Packers with 13 men on the field. Okay, there have been talks of having a sky ref, of literally just like making sure that everything is right before every play happens. I don't know what is the best idea, but these refs are getting worse. Obviously, it helped in my favor last year, but those refs suck. Okay, I will admit they missed that call, but the refs continue to miss calls this year, and it's just intolerable. All these good refs have left, and all these crappy refs have entered, and it's just ridiculous. It's ruining the game.
Referee PSA, when Ed Hockley left the game, NFL will never be the same. I don't care his brother or son, Sean Hockley, is there. I don't care. Ed Hockley was the best to ever do it. He was as ripped as your boy Zach, okay? And that guy knew how to call a game, okay? Don't worry. In about 20 years or so, you'll see me reffing out there. You'll see me in the NFL and some aspect of the NFL improving the game, making it the game it once was. Thank you. All right.
And we're back.
Green Bay, Detroit. Detroit continues to just play solid football. Nobody really saw this come. They should have beat the Chiefs, really, if they kept playing the game that they were playing in that game. They lost touch in the last quarter, of course. So, but the Detroit is putting up good numbers on the offensive side of the ball and holding defenses to a relatively sound fundamental aspect of the defense side of the ball. So I would have loved to see Detroit win this game simply for the sake of the Packers and our 5-1 competing with my Niners. But it's a bummer. Lions are really starting to get the life taken out of them week after week if they keep losing these games.
Yeah, it really sucks if you're a Lions fan.
I mean,
to my boy Cole Lucas, I know you're a Lions fan. You're the only Lions fan I know. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But moving on to week 7.
Lucas, oh Lord,
We got another week of football coming your way, and we are here to talk about it.
All right, enough with this guy, man. Oh my God.
Week 7. We're back. Thursday night football tomorrow night. Chiefs at the Broncos. Chiefs are 3-point favorites. Who we got?
This is a simple one. Just kidding. The Broncos have won 2 of their last games. It's in Denver. I am picking the damn Broncos, baby. Here we go.
Wait, what?
Let's go.
Did you
I
just
know.
change that on the fly?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
You bet it, baby. My Broncos, 2 wins after just handling teams. Allowed 0 points last week. The defense is coming to fruition after Bradley Chubb went out for the year. It doesn't make sense, but I'll take it. And Philip Lindsay is running the ball down everybody's damn throat on my fantasy team. Let's go. But I'm telling you, the Chiefs are on the decline, okay? Especially in Denver. Teams have trouble coming to play in Denver with the old air quality. Not air quality, the air pressure. It's very dense up there once you get up into that, altitude. Okay, we don't like to see it, but the Broncos are used to it. The Chiefs aren't, and simply they've got the advantage in this one. I think the Broncos may just sneak it out. I don't know. Hot take. All right.
That is a hot take. I respect it. Here's one thing that I want to talk about. When Patrick Mahomes played in a dome for the first time, it ruined him. You know what's going to fix him? Playing in high altitude where he could throw the ball 100 yards. The Chiefs are going to go into the Broncos. They're going to cover this game by 3. That may be all they cover it by, is by 3 and like 4 points maybe. But the Chiefs are going to get it done. I don't know if it's going to be pretty. I think this is going to be a very defense-filled game. But I think the Chiefs will pull this one out. Because here's my one factor. Joe Flacco continues to suck. He did not play great last game.
Much better than your quarterback.
Yeah, he is playing much better than our quarterback. I'd rather have my dog play quarterback for the Rams right now. Okay, moving on to the next game.
You saying Jared Goff licks people's chops? Anyways.
Okay, Rams-Falcons. We both took the Rams. You think it's going to be a good game? I think it's going to be a close game. But this is a redemption game.
Talking about the Rams Falcons?
Yes.
It's going to be a close game. I never thought I'd hear Dixon say this when they play the Falcons. How many wins did the Falcons have? 1?
They have 1 win. And it was against the Eagles.
And they lost to the Cardinals, but it's going to be a close game with the Rams. What does that say about the Rams season? What does that say?
It's been a disappointment so far.
You'll be lucky to win 8 games. Oh, my goodness.
8 games?
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
What are you projected for right now, Dixon?
Okay.
You get worried.
Whatever. I'm not really worried at all. I even placed my bet today that the Rams win the Super Bowl. I will show you my bet.
How much money have you lost in Vegas so far this year?
Not much. I'm positive on all my bets, to be completely honest.
Wait, so you haven't lost any money?
I have not lost money.
I've
made money. I have not bet on any Rams games this year. I bet on college football.
That's why, exactly. Yeah, don't bet on the Rams if you want to keep the money you have in your wallet.
Anyways, this is going to be a big game just for the morality of the Rams. They got to go out there and they got to go shove it down the Falcons' throat. The last time they were in that building, they lost the Super Bowl. It was brutal. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. But they're going to go in there and they're going to go get a W. We're going to move on to the next game, though. Bills and Dolphins. The Dolphins continue to suck. Fitzmagic will get the start this week, but the Bills are coming off a bye. Josh Allen is amazing. They're wearing their Color Rush red uniforms at home. I am excited for this game. Josh Allen is going to have a great game. John Brown's going to have a great game for my dad's fantasy team. We're going to ride it. We're going Bills.
This should be an easy game, easy win for the Bills. They'll shut down the Dolphins. The Bills, Jets, and Patriots are fortunate to just, write in 2 wins for their season. Not as fortunate as my Niners. They actually have to play, tough teams. That's why they're 5-0. They just continue to battle. Okay, it's what they do. Something the Rams really need to learn how to start doing. But Bills easy in this game. Next game, we got
Jaguars, Bengals.
Jaguars, Bengals. I got the Jags. Maybe you got the Bengals for Auntie Dixon, Darcy.
There you go. You got it right for once.
I'll call Darcy up right now. Sorry, Andy Dalton can't do much.
She already knows. She texted her daughter after last Sunday and was like, "The Bengals suck," and she's come to her senses.
Really?
She told me she's sorry because I picked them twice, and she told me sorry. That is not. You don't
I mean,
even.
it's
Who are
really
you
about
even
time
calling?
we call it. Oh,
Okay, that's not even her number. Who are you even calling? I don't even know who you're calling.
I got Andy Darcy's number. I'm
No, you
sorry.
don't.
Right? I
But
just wanna tell that-
here's
I'm
the
sorry.
thing. I'm not picking the
Oh, it's
Bengals
16, right?
because they probably will.
About time you don't pick the Bengals. It kind of hurts you every week.
I've only picked them twice, and it has hurt me both times.
And they've only.
Anyways, Minshew Mania is coming in big. I shaved my mustache, but the mustache magic is still there. We're going Jags. All right, next game.
No shave November, baby.
It's coming up soon. You will see a mustache very soon.
Oh, Lord. Terry Purr.
Okay. Vikings Lions. The Vikings are favored going into Detroit. I got the Lions. You got the Vikings. Tell me why you got the Vikings.
Well, the Vikings just took care of the Eagles
They
very
did.
impressively.
They did.
Now, I understand that this game is in Detroit, but like I said, if Detroit continues to lose these games, I understand that they're still putting up good fights. The life is getting taken out of them each and every single game. I experienced it with the Niners 2 years ago when they would just the point differentials in each game was unbelievable. I mean, but the life just continued just each and every week, just to continue to get taken out of us because you just get worn out. You feel like you put in all this work and it's not amounting to anything. And the Vikings have played really solid. We knew what their defense had. It's just we were waiting for that offense to start to click. I believe it has. I believe Diggs, Thielen got that combo going with Kirk Cousins again. Let's see if Rudolph and Irv Smith Jr. can give him a little tight end passing game. And Dalvin Cook has been the star that we thought he was going to be 2 years ago when he got drafted. So very, very not pleasant surprise for the Vikings this year from Cook.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for the Lions and why I'm taking the Lions is they've come down so close and they've had their heart ripped out of them. This is a game that they can go win, and they can win this one by where it won't be close, where they won't blow it at the end of the game. You know what? I'm going with the Lions, and I'm going to go and I'm going to take them winning by like double digits. I'm taking double-digit victory for the Lions this week against the Vikings.
Quick PSA. When are we ever going to trust anything that Dixon has to say, honestly? I mean, the guy is off his rocker. I am up 3-0 against him in picks. He just guaranteed 2 Rams games that they guaranteed to win. Guaranteed. And they lose both of them. And now he thinks that the Vikings are going to lose by double-digit points to the Lions? Like, please, can we watch you do 50 push-ups when the Vikings win next week?
Yeah, we will do 50
push-ups, and we'll get on the live stream. There you go.
On the live stream.
About time. And I believe you owe me $10 from the Browns, Rams, Niners games, huh?
I owe you 15, and I will pay up for that.
15? Oh, good. I'll take 15 too.
I'm a man of my word.
All right, that's. I've won like $100, not to brag, but I mean, it's not about the money. It's just about taking people's dignity. When they bet against my Niners, it's just.
My dignity has not been lost yet.
after they get swept and don't make the playoffs, so it will be, huh?
No, because that's not going to happen. Anyway, we will get to that when it matters, but that does not matter. What matters right now is the next game that we'll be talking about. The Raiders, who have won 2 games in a row, coming off a bye, are going into Lambeau Field.
Raiders!
And they're going to lose. Sorry to any Raiders fans that watches this podcast. Your run is going to end.
Hot take. The Raiders are going to lose this game.
It's not a hot take. It's the right
I'm
take.
Sorry.
It's the right take.
All right, you got lucky against the Bears. Okay, no Trubisky. There you go.
Weird things happen in London.
Well, and also to use, the transitive property in football. I know you never want to, but I mean, the Colts beat the Chiefs. The Raiders beat the Colts. Can the Raiders beat the Chiefs? Probably not, but just, an interesting fact to look at right there. Next game. Texans,
who just beat the Chiefs, as mentioned. Both these teams are the 2 teams that just beat the Chiefs. This line is even. Texans in Indianapolis against the Colts. This is going to be a fun game to watch. I love watching Deshaun Watson play. He's awesome to watch. I have the Texans. You have the Colts. Shoot me. Why do you got the Colts?
Honestly, I just think that you have such bad takes on everything that if I pick the opposite, then I'll probably be in good shape. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. I got the Colts in this one. It's in Lucas Oil. They got Hilton. They got Mac back. Brissett's been playing fairly solid this season. They got a solid offensive line with Quentin Nelson manning it down there. 2 solid tight ends, Doyle and Ebron. It's going to be up to their defense. Can they stop D-Watt? I don't know. Probably not, but I just really felt like, with Mac and Hilton finally healthy, everybody's on the same page. They're coming off that bye week. I just really felt like that they had a good chance to win this game. I don't know. It's just intuition.
This is going to be a fun game to watch. I'm really excited to watch it. I'm probably going to go to Buffalo Wild Wings so I can watch the Rams game, and this game will be on at the same time, so I'm excited to watch that as well at the same time. But anyways, next game, the battle of the rookie quarterbacks. We got Kyler Murray going into New York playing Danny Jones.
New York, New York. Bum, bum. All right, here we go.
Who you got?
Who do I have? That's a great question, Dixon. Who do I have?
You have the Giants.
That's what I thought. Danny Dimes, baby. And let me tell you why I got the Giants. I don't know why you would even pick the Cardinals. It's a man by the name of
Saquon Barkley.
There's not much more than that. Okay, he's going to absolutely destroy them. And where's the game at?
It's in New York.
And why did you pick the Cardinals?
Because they are going to win the football game.
And aren't you always wrong about almost every single one of your picks?
No.
Yes. I like the Giants are going to win this game. It's as simple as that. Danny Dimes is going to come in. He's going to have Evan Ingram and Saquon Barkley back. Probably not Sterling Shepard, but I still am trusting Golden Tate to be a solid force there for the Giants, as well as Cody Latimer and Darius Slayton. They'll be managed down at the receiver position with Ingram, like I said, coming back. Saquon will be back. Danny Dimes will be throwing dimes everywhere. Dimes. No nickels, no pennies, no quarters, just dimes from Danny. I love to see it. Buy this stock. Here we go. New York Giants.
This is going to be a good game. I think this is going to be a shootout. I'm looking up the over-under right now. The over-under on this game is 51. I'd hit that over like that. This is going to be a shootout. Both these teams don't have much defense.
They've got good offensive pieces, though. They got weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully David Johnson plays. I know he didn't practice today on Wednesday. We'll see. We won't know until it gets to Friday. But hopefully he plays for the sake of having a better game. Giants win regardless. Next game,
you got your Niners against the Redskins. This one's pretty easy. I have the Niners.
Okay,
you have the Redskins.
One more time.
Zach has the Redskins. I have the Niners.
I have the Redskins. That's a funny joke. I don't know if I'm ever going to pick against the Niners, guys. I'm sorry. I just don't see them losing, really. The only one thing I just have to say for the Niners this week is just, don't treat this. Just treat this as you would any other game. I understand it's the Redskins. Just, don't look down on them. They still have a solid defense. Case Keenum still have a solid quarterback. Scary Terry McLaurin puts a reverse every once in a while, too. You got to watch out for that. But guess what? My Niners win by double-digit points.
Whoever the hell is playing quarterback for the Redskins, there's going to be pressure on them all game. And if they don't get sacked, they're going to throw the ball.
Why is there going to be pressure on them all game?
Because the Niners have a great defensive line.
Thank you.
And the Redskins have a horrible offensive line. Either way, this is going to be a big game for the Niners. They're going to win another game, and they'll be at 6-0. I am saying it. I am saying it. I'm speaking a fact. Now, I'd love to have this fact be proven wrong, as you say that all my facts are wrong, which they aren't.
Finally, it's a solid take when he picks the Niners to win. That's all you got to do to have a solid take.
But anyways, we're moving into the next game. The Chargers and the Titans are playing a game in Nashville, okay? One thing, I almost picked the Titans, and here's why. It's not because of their football team. It's not because anything like that.
Why is it, Dixon?
It's because good old Mason Ramsey's singing the national anthem. And you know what he did today? He went on Twitter, and he called out the Chargers, and he said, if you don't giddy up, then giddy out my way. Here's the thing, Mason Ramsey. Giddy out the Chargers' way. They're going to come into Nashville and shove it down the Titans' throat. Okay, that is what is going to happen. The Titans, whenever they're favored, they fail. Did you see what they did last week against the Broncos? They were awful. Ryan Tannehill's making the start. He's trash. Okay, the Titans are trash. The Chargers are going to go in there, and they're going to bolt up and win this game. Do you agree with me?
I would hope so. I got the Chargers this game as well. I think Tannehill is going to be a nice upgrade in the Titans offense. So simply because of the fact that he can actually throw the ball with some substance on it. He doesn't have many options, aside from Corey Davis and Delaney Walker. He got a good run game with Derrick Henry. I'd like to see him just run through that defense, but quite frankly, you put up 0 points against Denver last week. That's not acceptable.
It is not acceptable.
Denver is not a highly ranked defense at all.
No Nick Chubb.
They're still going to come in, I believe, and possibly beat the Chiefs. They just might do it. They just might do it. They just might do it. Okay, it's a hot take, Colin.
I do respect that take very much.
All right.
Next game. This will be an interesting game to watch because we've talked about multiple times. The Saints are going to go in there and they're going to play another good team. They're going to play a good team, a decent team this time. They got the Bears in Chicago at Soldier Field. The Saints are going in there with Teddy Bridgewater. I got the Bears. See, Zach is now learning what happens when you mess with me. Anyways, the Saints.
The Rams, nothing happens. Okay?
The Saints are playing the Bears.
Oh Lord, Terry!
You can't push me over. It's just not going to happen.
You're not on a swivel chair, okay?
Okay, that should be easier to push me off.
No, this is a swivel chair. All right, what game we got?
The Bears and the Saints. You're messing around.
I don't know why you're picking the Bears.
Trubisky's really back. It's in Chicago. Teddy Bridgewater hasn't played a legit defense yet.
Colin, we're not going to get subscribers if you keep having these bad takes, okay? We're not going to get views.
Just watch it. What have the Saints done, okay? They didn't score a touchdown against the Cowboys. They scored 1 touchdown against the Jaguars, okay? They're playing these teams and barely putting up any points. When they play a team that can actually score on their defense, they're going to lose the game.
Okay. Saints by $1 trillion in this game. I mean, come on. Really? The Raiders beat the Bears.
Cool.
Trubisky sucks.
Trubisky didn't play that game.
Exactly. I don't care if it's Trubisky or Daniel. They both suck. Come on.
We'll see next week.
Oh, Lord. Next game.
Seahawks, Ravens.
Who you got?
We both got the Seahawks.
Finally, something we can agree on. Okay, the Seahawks are a solid team. More solid than I ever thought they'd be this season. Russell Wilson, MVP candidate. How about Lamar Jackson? If he didn't have such a bad week last week, I think I may have just taken the Ravens. If this game was in Baltimore, I would have taken the Ravens. But it's a tough one. I'm going with the Seahawks simply for the fact that it's in Seattle and they've got a great fan base. Something Colin's not used to. And they should pull it out, I think.
My big thing with Lamar Jackson is the Ravens aren't going to be able to win this game if he has to run the ball 15 or more times. If they're going to have to rely on his legs, they're not going to win that game. They're going to have to pass the ball, and he's going to have to be the running back that he is, that he claims he is, and he's got to throw the ball better. And, I mean, they're not going to beat the Seahawks if he can't do that. But we're going to move into the Sunday night game. This is always a Sunday night game when it comes around. Eagles and Cowboys. This one's in Dallas. This one's going to be a fun one. Both these teams coming off losses. All right. The Eagles have not really shown up this season, but neither of the Cowboys the last 3 games. The Cowboys just lost to the Jets. Okay. This is going to be an interesting game. You got the Eagles. Tell me why.
Yeah, I got the Eagles because they, I just got a good feeling that the Cowboys have lost it. No Amari Cooper. The Eagles have a strong defensive front. I feel like they're going to lock down Zeke, and I feel like Prescott is he's going to start to lose his mind without Amari Cooper. And the defense was like Swiss cheese last week. I mean, come on. As long as the Eagles' offense can get rolling, which I believe they can, they should win this game.
Yeah, this was really tough for me. It was just kind of a coin flip. I think having no Amari Cooper is going to be huge for them. But I think if they can get Zeke going in the pass and the run game, I think the Cowboys will get this one.
We'll see. It should be a good game. Our last game of the week, Monday Night Football. We got the Patriots at the Jets. Now, most would say before Sam Darnold got back, that this was going to be, easily slanted toward the Patriots. But it still is. Okay, I'm going to take the Patriots. I understand it's at the Jets, but it's the Patriots, quite frankly. And then they've got a nice, easy schedule playing ahead of them. They should be winning a lot of games, 14, maybe even 15 this season.
I think Broadway Sam gets a little bit like go in there and play well, but not good enough to beat the Pats. Pats are too good. Belichick's too good. Brady's too good. The guys around him are too good. I'm probably benching Sony Michel this week in fantasy football because he doesn't do well enough for me. But anyways, that was week 7. We're excited. We're excited for this new thing that we got going. We got the live stream going. This is exciting. We're ready to go. 5th Down podcast.
On the come up, 5th down. We got all 5s, 5-0. Oh, get that crap out of here. Oh,
go Rams,
God.
Baby.
I mean,
horns up.
When are we going to see that the horns go down?
The horns are never down. They are banned. The horns down are banned.
They are so horrible this season. It's really a sad season.
We'll see at the end of the year, man.
Okay. All right. Any last thoughts?
All I have to say is horns up.
Down.
Thank you guys for watching.
Horns down. It's been a great time, guys. We continue to do this live stream. We hope it brings up our viewership and our popularity on the YouTube. But anyways, I'll see you guys next year.
Give us a like and a subscription.
Oh, don't do that crap. We already get that for free. No dislikes this time. Thank you very much. 5-0. Niner faithful. Niner gang bang bang. Here we go.